What is going on? How you guys doing? Happy Friday. Thanks for hanging out with me here on the Limit Break Radio Twitch channel. I'm Aniero, and I'm back! That's right. If you haven't heard, I've made my glorious return to Twitch, as well as my glorious return to Final Fantasy XIV. That's right. We're going to be continuing on in Shadowbringers today. Going to see how much of it we can get through before 9 o'clock when we flip over to Fallout Friday. We're going to be playing some Fallout 76, getting some more score points, maybe nuking some queens, maybe some Wendigos. We don't know. We don't know just yet. Let's see who's in the chat. We got Scuba Steve. What the fuck is up? Two cats yelling. My guy, what is going on? Jesta Fox, Thor Carson, Volkai. Oh, man, a lot of familiar names hanging out tonight. Let's see. Saskia has been hanging out. Heartslot. That's right. Heartslot coming in with a 32-month resub. Good goddamn. Really appreciate you guys and the support. T-Money, Mary Kennett, Thessia Summers. I think I've gotten everyone. Noobzor. What's going on, guys? How you guys doing? Hope you're having a good Friday. Ragan's still at work. Pretend he's not here. You got it. Heartslot, I need to get back into 76 with you. Well, tonight is a perfect opportunity, though I'm going to suggest that you probably start the update now, because the last update that we got was like 30 gigs, so it takes a minute to update. So... oh boy, oh boy. Noobzor with the salt emote. We'll see, man. We'll see. Evil Hippie, what's going on? 42 people right off the rip. Again, I'm going to say this again. I said it the first night. I said it yesterday. And I'm going to say it again. I literally only expected like max 15 people when this channel went live. You know, I was more than expecting to have to rebuild this channel from almost nothing. And here you guys surprised me. Day one, a peak of 120 people. Day two, a peak of 93 people. And today, so far, starting off with 42. It's really humbling. It means a lot to me, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. So a couple of things I want to address right off the start. You may have noticed that, since my last significant time streaming and this time streaming, my quality of stream has taken a hit. That's because the main computer in the LBR studio has passed on. Unfortunately, it was the CPU was hitting temperatures of around 83 degrees Celsius, and the whole thing would turn off. And so, yeah, it has gone to the great beyond, and I just want to reinforce that if any of you feel generous and want to contribute in any way, whether it be bits, whether it be a direct PayPal donation, or whether it be subscriptions, all of that money is going to be dedicated to upgrading the quality of the stream so that I can bring you guys a better stream. Scuba Steve, we all missed LBR. I know you guys do. I missed doing the show. I missed this community very much. The only thing that I didn't miss is the game. And I'll tell you, coming back to it, so far, in the 2 days that I've played, I've been pleasantly surprised, okay? That is not saying, like, I'm coming back to FF14 full-time, or I'm committing to doing a podcast about it. But I will say that I have been pleasantly surprised with what I have been met with. So you guys have that going for you. Will it lead to, we've had conversations about what maybe an LBR would look like if it were to come back in 2020 or 2021. So that possibility is not off the table. What we haven't discussed is, a show strictly about FF14. So, I think that we are looking into some other opportunities to branch out into maybe other Final Fantasy games, right? But those conversations are ongoing. But before I get a ton of questions from a couple of the new faces that I see here in chat, I just wanted to get that right out of the way. So, with that being said, let's hop into Shadowbringers. There we go. When last we left our hero Aniero, I was just reconvening with Alice. So not sure who hosted me because Streamlabs OBS has to run in performance mode. But thank you for the host. Chuck! Thank you for the host. All right, we'll wait to get on the server before we turn the music up. Scuba Steve, all right, I need a reminder to drop him a bit bomb next month. Fucking roof gets repairs this month. Old houses. Man, that sucks. Dude, my parents actually had to redo their roof not that long ago. It is an expensive repair. All right. As much as I love this version of the Black Mage's Grand Cross, I'm going to go ahead and just fade this out. And let's the one thing that I will absolutely give each and every single one of you is that you are right. The music in this expansion, it's fuck. It's fuck. That's a good thing, by the way. Sevo Kevo saying my hardware is having failure issues as well, and it's time to work on getting a new PC. That sucks, man. I definitely feel that. Yeah, I saw your story, Saskia. Man, that sucks, dude. I don't. I only know about it in that I should anticipate it, but nothing else. Relum, what's going on? How's it going? All right. Alice says, here's what we'll do. I'll take the east side of... God damn it. Fuck yeah, it is. I noticed that yesterday. Whoa! Khaled 4 coming in with 5 Tier 1 gift subs. Mary Kennett getting a sub. MercUPL. Starman 4. What is that? Bita Hirji and Tony Oni. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you very much, Khaled. All right. Try this again. Here's what we'll do. I'll take the east side of the inn. You clear the west. We'll have... that way we can have an undiluted experience with the resident terrors. These marks on your map are where the usual trouble spots are. You can assume that any beast with a white hide or carapace is a sin eater, but you'll know for sure soon enough when they come slavering what a word. Slavering after you. After your aether. Remember, it's kill or be killed with these monsters. Once you've slain whatever prowling around out there, we can rendezvous back at the north entrance. Good hunting. All right, fair enough. Oh yeah, that's right, I can't fly yet. I haven't found all the aether currents. Hey, where'd my music go? Bring back the jams, game! There we go. Thank you. That's a good comparison. Taijit saying it. Yeah, I loved Heavensward, but Shadowbringers makes Heavensward look like Stormblood by comparison. Zophier coming in with a tier 1 sub. Thank you very much, Zophier. TJ Tactics, how are you liking the story so far? I am enjoying it, right? Like, I actually, like, really want to play more of it. Like, I look forward to these streams, so that should tell you something. I have no idea if these are up on these on this ridge. It doesn't look like it. Yeah, the writers for the story need to stick around. Tenchi Muyo, good times, loved watching this channel. Well, stick around, man. I'm gonna be on the channel as much as I can. As much as my free time allows for. Woo blah.
PC Fun Starter. Roars in Aniero.
Aw, dude. Thor, thank you so much. Throwing $50 in the PC fundraiser jar. Thank you guys so much. That actually brings the total to, I think, $350 right now. Let's see. Woo blah saying people rave about the story that for Shadowbringers, but can it really be that good? I skip all the cutscenes. I don't know. I'm gonna find out. I'm fairly skeptical as well, so I might be a good litmus test for you. But here's the thing: I love the Final Fantasy series up to a point, and that point is Final Fantasy 12. I liked Final Fantasy 12. I don't have a specific affinity for it. The last Final Fantasy game that I really, really enjoyed and I felt like captured the real Final Fantasy experience was Final Fantasy X. Obviously, I love Final Fantasy XI. It was a great MMO, and I've played and podcasted about Final Fantasy XIV since before it was actually a game, when it was still just a trailer that we had seen at E3. So, I have a long history with this series, and Stormblood was so bad that I refused to play FF14 until 4 days ago, almost a week ago now. So I totally get where you're coming from. How would you say your experience is now compared to the 2.0 or 2.5 days? I guess that's as close as I can describe it, Volkai. How many years did you actually podcast about 11 anyway? So the podcast started, the Limit Break Radio started in August of 2006, and I think our last episode was in 2011. So math that out, because I'm not going to count on my hands and embarrass myself, because I would need to. Oh, hi. Well, the show came back in 2014 for FF14 and lasted till 2018. So, but I consider that a different era. And I think Volkai was asking about 11 specifically. Oh, I mean, I guess technically, because we did that one show where we were like, there's nothing in 14 to talk about, so we're going to talk about 11. So, but I don't, that doesn't really count. Oh. Yeah, I haven't heard much about that in a while, that mobile FF11 port. Apparently it's still a thing, though.
I actually saw an article this month wondering what happened to it. Let me see if I can link it.
Oh yeah, go for it. Thanks, Evil Hippie. 32-month resub. Much appreciated. Alice asking me how I fared. I thought you might, there might be one or two lurking around on the fringes. Nothing out of the ordinary for this area. I expect you noticed it yourself, but individually, these lesser sin eaters are no more deadly than any natural predator you might encounter in the desert. It's when they appear in numbers that they pose a real threat. Much like the void scent they have an unfortunate tendency to flock to the strongest of their kind. Thus, when a powerful Sin Eater goes on the hunt, it might be attended by a veritable swarm of its weaker kind, or weaker kin, excuse me. Imagine an army of such creatures descending on a village or hamlet. That's the basic idea behind my patrols, to cull their ranks often enough that their numbers won't be overwhelming when the big ones come out to play, and you've certainly helped on that front. Let's report our victories to Tesleen then. Is Fusion X in the chat? Because, like, I know that he has been following the development of the FF11 mobile for a while. Excuse me. Tesleen saying, Alice tells me you helped her out on patrol. You have our thanks and my apologies for leading you from one battle to another ever since the moment we met. In any case, I'm glad to see that the two of you found each other. You have no idea how badly Alice has missed your company. Everything is always, if Aniero were here, he would... That's an exaggeration. I don't sound like that either. I was simply trying to view matters from another perspective, and I respect Aniero's methods. Honestly, after seeing him in action, I can understand why. The way he leaps into the fray without hesitation is really something to behold. I might be a little smitten myself. Jesus Christ. I'm only teasing, though I have no doubt he deserves all the admiration he gets, just as you do. Two cats yelling, asking, what's everyone's take on the Final Fantasy 16 trailer? And I'm happy to answer that myself, but I'm just going to throw it to the chat room and let you guys kind of answer that for yourselves. What do you guys think of the FF16 trailer? Were you impressed? One of the rare Pepsis that I drink these days. I'd love to lay out a welcome meal, but the duties I put off when I went to the market are still waiting for me. Arg, there are 101 things that need doing. I'm sorry, but would you mind waiting here with Alice? What, and twiddle our thumbs while you work yourself to death? Surely there's something that we can help you with. I could do with a hand, it's true. Thank you. You can start by helping me sort out the larder. While we do that, you could tend to a few patients, perhaps. There are 3 in particular I meant to visit. It's just a matter of saying a few words to them and seeing that their skin isn't caked in sand. Their names are Panwill, Todden, and Halric. Oh, excuse me. They may not give much in the way of a response, but I promise they'll be pleased to meet someone new. Great. All right, let's see. Zofir says, cautiously optimistic. 2 cats yelling. I was impressed but confused. Need to watch it a few more times. Just a Fox, I thought the 16 trailer was going to be a new 14 expansion. I could see why. Volkai says, hype as fuck despite the console exclusivity. Impressed and grateful Nomura doesn't appear to have a hand in it. Let him stay in Kingdom Hearts in the FF7 remake bubble. Disaster Jensen's, it's video games. It looks good visually. The blood in the trailer tells me it'll be more adult. Let's see what they let Yoshi get away with. Jesus, the Nomura hate is real. Well, it's also justified. especially if for anyone who sat through Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy 15, yeah, I'd say that's pretty fucking justified. I like and I agree with Taijit as well. I really enjoyed the FF7 remake, even though I haven't finished it. I like it a lot. The battles look like shit in the trailer. Why? What makes you say that? I actually thought that they were pretty decent. I don't know that we saw any or much of any actual combat. I felt like mostly what we saw in the way of combat was like cutscene combat, and I thought that was fine. But here's my take on it. I am also like legitimately excited for a Final Fantasy game in like the first time that I can really remember. Like I think the last time that I was really excited for a Final Fantasy game to come out was 12, because I didn't know what what kind of game it was. I hadn't played it yet. But like I anticipated 9 and 10, and was extremely happy with those games. But I think what is really my favorite thing about that trailer is that it's not like futuristic fantasy. They're returning to high fantasy, right? That is something that I love about the Final Fantasy series. And in that way, I think it's very similar to the way that 9 was like, it returned to its, it was returning to its roots of the series. I think that's, they're trying to make a very obvious, similar choice there in terms of setting. And I really like that. Like, this is a setting that I've wanted from a Final Fantasy game for a while. The futuristic fantasy is okay. But I think given my personal reaction to 13 and 15, another futuristic fantasy game would not have interested me near as much as this does. This got my attention in a big, big way. And it felt like, oh shit, we're doing a modern version of like, we're going back to the crystals. And I'm fucking, the summons in that game look phenomenal. So, and I think it is at the same time, my reaction and enthusiasm for 7 that makes me go, yeah, okay, 16 could really be something amazing. I loved the battle system for the 7 remake, and I didn't think I would, because like when it comes to modern Final Fantasy games, I very much prefer a turn-based battle system. But goddamn, is the FF7 battle system not? It is a very satisfying RPG battle system, and it worked inside of the context of Final Fantasy VII, which is amazing considering how much nostalgia people have for that game. And when people have nostalgia for something, they tend to put it in a box, right? I think that's what Kahlo did for so long, was he put FF7 in this box where it's like it's in a box on a pedestal, and if it goes outside the box, there's a risk that it falls off the pedestal. And yeah, there is that real risk. And I understand people who are like, I don't know about this, but man, you got to admit, 7 had a really fun, intuitive battle system that felt like you were really controlling a different character as you swapped between them. And I think the Final Fantasy VII Remake battle system owes a lot to what the development team learned while it was making 15 and 13. So while I don't personally like those games, I think they may have been necessary to get the 7 remake and subsequently what could be a very good and an engaging battle system that comes along with 16. So there.
Glad to be resubbing.
Thank you, Two Cats. Really appreciate it. That's a great way to end a rant like that. But man, thank you very much. I'm going to need to get some tea here in a second. Solid Raven, what's going on? I don't know if it was a rant. It was just there was a lot of words there in a row. I have absolutely no thoughts on New World because I've not looked at it at all. Ashes of Creation looks like it's coming along in development, but I will... Jesus, this kid is creepy. Anyway, yeah, I have not followed it very closely, nor have I played any of the like alpha, so I don't know that I have like a valid opinion beyond it looks kind of good. You've seen the patients. How are they? That's good. I knew that they would enjoy meeting you. Yes, I could tell by their blank expressions. I'm concerned about Halaric, though. We'll have to speak with the other carers, but I think his time may be near. We shall leave you to that discussion then. I was going to take Aniero to Mordsuk if you have any errands that need doing. Well, I suppose there is one thing. Would you pick up a nectarine from the markets, please? Cassard's caravan just passed through, so Ron should have some fresh fruit. Noobsor says, New World is still kind of fucked, but it has promise. Solid Raven, this is as far as I'm in the storyline. I don't know how to answer that. Because I don't bother getting really hyped for things until they're tangible, and Ashes is so far off in development as to not really be tangible. I mean, it's just a really good way to get let down, you know? Ramos saying Ashes of Creation's ambitions are so lofty, there's 100% no way that they can deliver on everything that they want to accomplish. Yeah, I mean, you know, there was a game that you know, the development I followed pretty closely for years, and then when it came out, it like had a quarter of the features that it was supposed to have. It's called Horizons. You know, when they had first like pitched or like, you know, started like talking about the development of the game, like there was all this shit like if you were going to cut, you could cut down a tree somewhere in the game and it would take 15 real life days for that tree to grow back. If you dig a hole, that hole stays there. It's shit that would not have been possible until, a game like EverQuest. What was that EverQuest game that was sort of Minecraft-y? I forget what it was called, but it was this EverQuest canceled project where it was you could blast a hole in the ground and, oh shit, there's a dungeon there. EQ Next, that's it. Yeah. It was, they were talking about concepts that couldn't be realized until, this generation of games, right? And I think you gotta curb your expectation for stuff like that. I'm gonna go, guys. I'm gonna run and grab a quick drink. I'm gonna grab some iced tea, enjoy some music, and I'll be back in less than 5 minutes. All right. Whoops. Sorry about that, guys. Got it. Let's see. Sorry about that. My bad. Anyway, thank you guys for hanging on through that and for telling me that my mic was muted. Anyway, all right. Alexei says, Gods, I've never seen a moored merchant give away something for nothing before. How much coin did you spend here? Oh, yes. I'll take a jar of honey-head worms as well. Honeyed worms. Honey-head. Wow. Oh, no. They're not for me. It's an offering of sorts. The worms, if you please. Only the best wrigglers for you. Come again, my friends. Fucking hate these things. Right, that's our shopping chores taken care of. Let's head up past the 8th right to the main tower, and the view I want to show you can only be seen from the very top. Here are your precious worms. That buys us a trip to the top of the tower, does it not? Glazed wrigglers. You actually brought them. I really shouldn't let you, but just this once. Only once. Never fails. Shall we?
Look, over there, where the wall is broken. Do you see what lies beyond? That's what the land became after the light flooded in. An empty white nothingness. Life cannot exist in such conditions. The primordial light would wreak havoc on the body's etheric balance. That nectarine you bought, it's Halrich's favorite fruit. Most of the patients, Halrich included, survived the attacks of powerful eaters. But their fate was sealed all the same. The monster's corruption has entered their bodies, and their very essence is being subsumed by light. The twisted state of the world itself just makes matters worse. Under normal circumstances, a person's ether naturally tends to equilibrium. But for these poor souls, the opposite is true. Sooner or later, every single one of them will turn.
Two Cats Yelling says this is all spoiler territory for me, so I'm going to duck out now. We'll come back later for some Fallout, though. See ya. We're going to be switching over to Fallout around 9:30, so I can't wait to see you back here. Two Cats, thank you for stopping by.
Tesleen and the patients, they all know this. They know what has to be done before the change goes too far, before the eater within takes over. The preferred method is mixing poison into their favorite food. In my time here, I've borne witness to a lot of last meals.
Dark.
I feel just as helpless as before. No matter how hard I fight, it's never enough. But it's a war I mean to wage, nonetheless. Speaking of wars, do you remember how I made you promise not to leave me and then promptly collapsed? Well, let's just say I had a few choice words for the Exarch concerning the timing of his summons. But even if the fault lay with someone else, I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd abandon you on the battlefield.
I mean, you kind of did.
So I swore that I'd make up for my absence there by making a difference here. And that's what keeps me moving forward, even when things seem hopeless. On which note, it's time we headed back. The longer we keep Tesleen waiting, the harder this will be for her.
She's the Vegeta of the group. I'm glad I was able to show you that. When it comes to understanding the catastrophe which befell the first, one glimpse of the empty wasteland beyond the wall is worth more than an hour of Urianger's lecturing. And I needed to know beyond a doubt that Tesleen has no other choice. The nectarine will be a kindness. It isn't just the threat posed to others. When a person becomes an eater, the pain appears to be excruciating. Their carers are truly fond of their wards and would spare them that suffering. It is their way of fighting back against a fate worse than death. Yeah, the boilerplate sad FF14 music where it's just like, come on, guys. It's almost becoming a trope and a cliche. I really like this music. This is a jam. I will check that out. I like his videos a lot. He's like quickly become one of my favorite content creators. And I'll be honest, like watching him kind of like mark out to some of the FF14 Shadowbringers music, like definitely I was like, oh man, okay, I guess maybe I should check it out. It was a contributing factor to coming back. You're back. I hope you had a nice time. Did you manage to find the nectarine? No, I you know what? I decided I wanted it and I ate it on the way. Now what? Thank you. Alice explained why I wanted it, has she? I can see it in your eyes. But we may not need it just yet. I spoke with the others and we've decided to keep an eye on Halleck for now. Thanks to you, though. If his time does come suddenly, we'll be ready to send him off with a taste of happier days. All right. Well, nothing good is going to happen for a little while yet, so let's see if we can't lighten the mood. We don't want to get our gloomy faces worrying the patients. I think it's time for a welcome meal, don't you? Take a seat and we'll make you a nice stew. Gee, thanks. You got any gruel to go along with it? Fuck.
Speak up if you'd like another helping. I made a little bit more than usual today.
And you've added something special to the broth, if I'm not mistaken.
Aye, well, it's not often we have visitors from the Crystarium, so I may have thrown in a few extra bits and bobs.
She threw in the poison, didn't she?
That's what I like to hear. Give me a moment to warm up the pot. In a place like this, you learn to take what moments of happiness you can get.
Zahan 2020, thank you for the follow. Also, Clyde or so.
With my mother, she was showing the early signs. I knew there was no way to save her, but I just couldn't face what needed to be done. That's the way of it for most people. Why they travel from arms to stay here. Beaten, broken souls come to wait out the inevitable, to receive the mercy of a painless death.
So she's
when my mother finally left this world,
essentially Jack Kevorkian.
But also thankful that her passing was a peaceful one. It's never easy, ending a life you've cared for, even when you believe they go on to a better place. I often find myself wishing the Warrior of Darkness would come and do that part for me.
The Warrior of Darkness?
You've never heard the tale? I'm not sure where it began, but every child in Norvrent could tell you a version of it. Warrior of Darkness, servant of death, take care of our souls at our dying breath. Let sinners and eaters of sin go with thee, that all may return to the sunless sea. Well, that's the version I was taught anyway. It's just an old bedtime story. He's certainly never deigned to visit us here.
Which is a good thing, surely. He sounds rather ominous.
Do you think so? I always liked the idea that he treated every soul the same, even the Sin Eaters.
They're coming.
Tesleen! Have you seen Halric? I swear, I only took my eyes off him for a moment.
You know, I swear to God, you hear one story ever, you know how this is going to turn out. Oh, we decided not to kill him yet. Oh, of course, he becomes a Sin Eater. Who didn't see this coming from a mile a fucking way? So, does that mean that fruit's not gonna be eaten? Because, I mean, I could go for some fruit. Aniero, Alize, we have to go look for Halric. I don't know what's gotten into him, but if he's wandering out there alone... No, I know what's gotten into him. He's a fucking Sin Eater. Jesus Christ, why are we dragging this out? We'll assign search areas and split up. Okay, whatever. No, he's never done anything like this before, but it can't be a coincidence that the other patients suddenly got so agitated. In any case, keep the search to the end. Blah, blah. Okay, fuck. Whatever. No, he's... Why do you want him to be all right? What world are you living in? You just told a story about having to murder your own mother. And you're panicking about someone who is obviously on the cusp of turning. Is there a character dumber than this in the history of ever? I like how it marks it on the map so I know exactly where to go. Let's go look for him. Goes exactly to where he is. Shut up. Let me be outraged, guys. Jesus Christ. You're spoiling it by saying you're going to spoil it if you say anything. You see no sign of Halric. Fuck it, I'll just aggro everything. Nope. Okay. Under attack. Oh god, whatever shall I do? Hey, you know what? Fuck her stew. Her stew sucked. It was shitty and flavorless. Because I was hoping it was poison.
Any sign of him?
Obviously not.
No luck then. But he surely can't have gone far. We should keep looking. The Sin Eaters are out in force, and if we don't find him soon, you can be sure they will.
Can I?
Did you see the size of that thing? It must be one of the nasty ones. Wherever it's going, it can only mean trouble. After it!
There it is!
Is that...
Oh no! Halric! We have to run!
Ah. Rip.
Tesling! No! We all deserve happiness.
Wherever we can find it.
I think your message is lost on that kid, lady.
The time left to you is precious. No one should die in pain.
That kid's reaction is like, whatever, I just want to go play Fortnite.
Mother, I...
What a facial animation. Neat. I think she just saw the Ark of the Covenant. That looks like that thing from Full Metal Alchemist. You know which scene I'm talking about. Except it's got wings. That's the one. I like how I'm just like nonplussed. Like, well, that happened. I'll give him credit. That was pretty fucking cool. I'm sorry I tried to tell the Karas what happened. I can't be the shoulder they lean on, not like this. Oh, so leave me to do it. Cool. Alright. It's just so unfair. Tesleen was always so cheery with the patients, telling them not to be scared, that there wouldn't be any pain. Of all the people in the world to suffer such a fate. I feel like there is a direct allegory to fucking what's his nuts? Jack Kevorkian. I imagine you're just as shocked as the rest of us, so I appreciate what you're doing here. Me, I don't have the words. Without a body, we can't even give her a proper burial. And she cared about that sort of thing, about giving people the chance to say their goodbyes. And Hallerig says nothing. That kid does not seem bothered at all by any of the events that took place. He's just like, whatever. I'm gonna go play fucking Fortnite. Yeah, okay, Okay, stepmom, you melted in front of me and turned into a giant dog monster. Can I go play fucking Roblox now? Fuck. I hate living in this fucking house. Thank you. What you're doing, it means a lot to them and to me. Sorry to interrupt, but we realized we hadn't thanked you for rescuing Halric. You weren't hurt at all, were you? Hurt? There wasn't even a fight. I was too late, too slow, and I thought I could protect you. You can't blame yourself for things beyond your control. You brought Halric back safe and sound. No one could have done any more. I'm sorry, but I've come to a decision. I won't be continuing my role here. I hope you will forgive me for leaving you, and that you will delay Halric's last meal for as long as you possibly can. Not until it's too late, of course. Just give him what time you can. We always do. Of course, she would have done the same. Farewell, Halric. Keep Tessline's words close to your heart. Whatever. Can I have a Hot Pocket? It's such bullshit. You didn't buy the right kind of Mountain Dew. What the fuck? I like this kid. Actually, coming up with lines for his fucking apathetic, like, stare off into the distance responses is he's getting over with me. Wait, you're leaving this very moment? I understand how you must feel, but surely that's a bit hasty. Do you even have anywhere to go? I have a destination in mind, yes, and a purpose. This damned light building without cease, it's the reason we can't save those corrupted by the eaters. But what if we corrected the balance? Even if it were only little by little. Even if it took years, it would surely make things better. Now, hold on there. Everyone knows there's too much light. But how could you ever hope to get rid of it? You'd have to change the whole world. That's right. We should return to the Crystarium. I may not be able to repel the eaters on my own, but I can make use the skills that I have gained here to hunt them. So long, Halric. Don't play too much Minecraft. OKRD saying I was Halric as a preteen. I think we were all a little bit Halric as a preteen. It's a little bit of Hallerik in all of us. Oh, God damn it. Whoops. And by the way, I appreciate the 60 of you hanging out with me right now. It's really awesome to, be welcomed back to Twitch with such open arms. Really appreciate it. If you want to, I don't know, if you want to follow me on Twitter, I don't have really a whole lot to plug. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at Nate Benderama or at LBR Aniero. Mostly the LBR Aniero account is used for all things Final Fantasy. So depending on what you want to hear of my opinions, pick one of those. And then also you can come back here tomorrow. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not signing off, but just tomorrow at 4 p.m., we're going to be live here on the channel calling some WWE 2K19 matches. So hopefully you'll stick around for that. It's going to be me and a voice you may recognize, Will Cherry, who used to be a part of the Refresh podcast, as well as Chuck Bean, a member of the One Fall Show, which I'm also a member of. If you're a fan of professional wrestling, you're definitely going to want to check out tomorrow's stream as we call and commentate some WWE 2K19 matches, as well as the One Fall Show podcast. It's not just a wrestling discussion show. It's also got a little bit of a trivia game show in there as well. Check that out. onefallshow.podbean.com to subscribe to the podcast, and just search One Fall Show on YouTube to find our YouTube channel. Spiced Wafers, it's cool to see you back streaming. It's been forever. It does feel like it's been forever. What's going on? Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. OKRD saying, I envy you so much. I wish I could re-experience this expansion knowing nothing about what's coming. That is high praise. High praise for this expansion. Guys, I'm going to be back in just a second. I'm going to make myself a sloppy Joe because I'm starting to get a little bit hungry here. Just hold your horses. I'll be back in just a few minutes. Here's some tunes to keep you company while I'm away. Just hang out. I'll be back in just a few. Thanks. OKRD. OKRD, thank you so much for the subscription. Much appreciated. All right. Oh, what is that song from? It's from the Wild Arms music collection. The name of the song is There's Only One Family Named Schrodinger. Yeah, that's the name of the song. There's only one family named Schrodinger. Did I give the best response? I don't... Which response are you talking about? Excuse me while I chow down on some Sloppy Joe here. Oh, no. The Ark of the Covenant scene. Gotcha. Not that shocking if you've seen Raiders of the Lost Ark, to be honest. It is. I love the music here. Actually, I'm kind of curious how much of the map I've seen. Oh god, there's like a whole second part to it. Nice. Love that. That's great. Got some mukbang with my sub. Sorry. I'd put the camera cover up, but I don't have one, so. At least I'm not eating into the fucking microphone. That's the thing. I forgot to eat yesterday when I was streaming. So it was like I came off that 7-hour stream and was like, oh, fuck, I am ravenous. Damn, I make a good sloppy Joe. Hey, how have you guys been eating during the pandemic? Like, are you guys cooking a lot more? I know I am. I'm cooking a shitload more. Mostly because I don't trust other people to make my fucking food. You know, if there isn't a deadly disease going around, maybe. Actually, I'll quite handily go to a restaurant, but Dude, I've saved so much money by just fucking cooking at home. So much. It's like not even, it's shocking how much money. I did not realize how much eating out was costing me. Because I thought I was going to cheap places, right? Like I would go to fucking Subway, or I guess I didn't go that cheap. Like I wasn't going to like Wendy's or something, you know? Ooh, a steak dinner from Texas Roadhouse? God damn! God damn! Why you gotta do that to me? I got a nice steak in the fridge, and I really want to make it. And my parents actually, this is really cool. The last time I was at my parents' house, they actually got me a gift for like no apparent reason. But they got me an electric grill. And it's just this grill top that sits with a drip plate. And the heat runs directly through the actual grill pad. And I'll tell you what, it makes a fucking decent steak for not, you know, having to get like propane and or charcoal or anything, you know what I mean? Like for just electricity, it makes a mean steak. The only problem is that anything thicker than about that big cut of steak, right? Anything thicker than that takes like 45 minutes to cook. It just takes so fucking long. And it doesn't have a cover, so there's really no way to like help the heat penetrate. So yeah, it just takes for fucking ever. So, but if you have patience, you're gonna wind up with a pretty damn decent steak. All right, let's go, Alice. Forgive me, Aniero, I couldn't stay there a moment longer, but I was serious about what I said. While the men and women at the inn battle against the blight with kindness, I must fight in my own way with steel. Whatever. I don't even know what I said. Cassard says, Miss Alize, is there anything I can get you? Your swiftest Amaro. I need to return to the Crystarium immediately. As you wish. But, like, let's weigh the options, right? Because I don't have a porch, right? Like, I don't have like an outdoor portion of my apartment unit. So, outdoor grills, like, I can't... What, am I going to use a charcoal grill indoors? I could probably... use a propane one if I wanted to pay an arm and a goddamn leg. But the question is, at that point, where would I put it? So an electric grill makes the most sense for where I live. I also have a kitchen about the size of a peanut shell. It's not very big at all. So, in terms of options, it's that or a fucking George Foreman grill. So I'll take that over the George Foreman. Remind me to wear goggles if we ever fly over Amaring again. I've barely gotten the sand out of my eyes. But the wind did help clear my head at last. I think I'm ready to meet with the Exarch. We need to talk about how we're going to wipe the Sin Eaters out, shall we? Ooh, pressure cookers are good. Yes, I am past that one cutscene.
Here, have 100 bits, help get new computer.
T-Money with 100 bits, tossing towards the new computer. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. If If you're wondering why I need a new computer, just look at the stream quality. That should tell you everything. The last studio computer that we had in here, unfortunately, has met its demise. So, I'm not trying to campaign for donations or subs or bits or anything. There may come a day when I start doing that, and you'll know because I'll have a running total of where we're at. Yeah, I do want to say that any money that you guys do generously give here to Limit Break Radio will absolutely be used towards going toward a new computer so that I can provide you guys with a better stream. You know, if we can manage it, let's go full 1080p, baby. Thank you for seeking me out, Aniero. It meant a lot to have you there at my side. I was tempted to set off again the moment we had decided upon a direction, but you still have to visit Alphino, haven't you? And if I know my brother, he'll be on the cusp of discovering something vital to our success if he hasn't already. I'm content to stay here and consider our options for the time being, but don't keep me waiting too long, eh? Level up! All right. Well, fuck it. Well, thanks for making me climb to the top of the fucking crystal tower just so you could tell me to go find your fucking brother. God damn it. Why do I have to climb this thing every fucking time? You know, Crystal Exarch is just rude. Just rude. Expecting you to climb all those stairs. So is Alizé, for that matter. Fuck them both. Pray, fuck them both. No, I need the exercise. It seems like the Warrior of Light does plenty of walking. Your face is unknown to me. What business do you have at my rookery? Signed by the Exarch, no less. Yes, I can provide you with a morrow for passage to Kolshua. Colusia. I will pick you out a friendly whelp. Chocobo, do you hail of Norverin's more isolated settlements, perhaps? I hear there are a few places where they ride little else. But here in the Crystarium, mounts like that gray fellow are far more commonly used. Seeing as you are plainly unaccustomed to riding a morrow, I think it best to accompany you on this flight myself. Any Zun worthy of name could do it, but but the Exarch sent you to me. Ensuring you arrive safely is my responsibility. Gather your things and meet me at the Amaro launch. One of our junior tamers will attend to you while I ready the mounts. Where the fuck am I going? Yeah, that's a pretty good point. I mean, yeah, we've killed more people and things than pretty much anyone. But apparently we use violence for the right reasons. I don't feel like going down is the right one. Since we're looking for a launching pad for a flying mount. Just a guess. Could be wrong. Probably wrong. You want to fly in Aniero Coachella? Sure, I agree with that one. Thank you. Spiced wafers. Well, I suppose if Master whatever his nuts is going with you. Wait here, please. The Master should be along with the mount shortly.
Whistling breeze, mute. The pounding surf, frozen. Time itself takes a breath. At light's edge, all is perfectly still. The world captured in a painting, locked in a moment. Music, faint and fleeting, drifts coastward on the lifeless air. And in the distance, beyond the broken earth, a city beckons.
We have arrived. This is Cracked Shell Beach, the eastern coast of Kalusia. You should be safe here for the present. Compared to the mainland, Sin Eater attacks are far less prevalent, and the native beasts are not any more dangerous than elsewhere. It's the people you should be wary of. Spy you that city in the distance. That's Yulmore. That's as close as I'm going to get. The island's main settlement. It rivals the Crystarium in scale and was once an ally in our battle against the abominations. For years, Yulmoran elite have fancied themselves the masters of what remains of our broken world. They have gone as far as to offset the leaders of other settlements their protection if we bend the knee. Offer. Oh, Jesus Christ. But to say that their ideals are questionable would be putting it mildly. The Crystarium is among many who resist their heavy-handed authority, and while we are not at war, our relationship with Yulmore is strained at best. It may be wise to conceal your ties with the Exarch during your stay here, especially in the vicinity of the city. Stoic nod. I'm glad we understand each other. Now the Exarch has instructed me to divulge a secret that should make finding your friend a good deal easier. Listen closely. What up, King of Ravens? If you head south along the coast, you will eventually come to a fisherman's shack. A friend of the Crystarium lives there, a man who goes by the name of Ivor. Ivor keeps an eye on everything that happens in Kalusia and will be able to point you in the right direction. Just hand him a sprig of thyme. That will let him know that you can be trusted. Here, this should be enough. Find your friend. I will stay here with the Aniero until you are ready to return. What are you after? Fish? Crab? I think I've got an eel in a barrel somewhere if you have a taste for them. Oh, I do love a bit of thyme. Chunk some in the pan and it's like a bloody festival flavor. Flavor festival. Jesus fucking Christ. Now, what is it I can do for you? Can't say that there's been any major upsets to report these past few weeks. Alfino, eh? Aye, I know the one. Our young champion of the downtrodden. Ylmore's richer than all of Norvern put together, but it's a different story for them as live outside the city. Most spend every waking moment just trying to stay alive, which makes your friend's dedication to helping others stand out all the more. Aye, I can hazard a guess as to where he is now. Get a message to him. But you'll need somewhere quiet to meet away from prying eyes. Make for Stilltide. That's the fishing village just up the path there. You're looking for a rundown excuse of a tavern the locals call the Leaky Keel. Wait there, and I'll see that Alfino joins you. Inside? Yeah. This your first time in a tavern? It's customary to buy a drink if you mean to loiter. What do you be having? Mead sounds pretty good. Well, now, those are exotic. Where did you come by coins like that? I'm sorry, dear. I don't doubt they have value, but I don't have a touchstone to test their purity, and I'm not about to go begging for one from the neighbors. So we'll just have to come to some other arrangement. Great. I'm gonna have to run errands for this woman. Here's an idea. There's a common to the north where we grew our vegetables, but lately the pests have been eating more of them than we have. What do you say to a bit of extermination work? I want you to squash any vermin you find. Fucking hell. Visit the caretaker and give him an earful for sleeping on the job. Yeah, sure. Do that for me, and you can laze about here as long as you like. fucking ridiculous. Champion of the goddamn universe here. And I'm gonna go fucking kill some rats. Great. Awesome. This seems like a really good use of my time. I feel like I'm doing the opening fucking quest for Oblivion or Morrowind. Take your pick. That's what I would do. Solid Raven. I think D-Generation X but it's said it best. If you ain't down with the Warrior of Light, I got 2 words for you. I hear a faint squeaking from the room beyond. Time to bust in and save the day. Yeah, that part was implied, Raven, I think. No one is home, and judging by the lack of furniture, they haven't been for some time. The gnawed scraps of vegetables on the floor suggest rats have taken up residence in their absence. Right? Like, this is the shit that I don't need in fucking MMOs anymore. I guess he went and joined the other hopefuls in K-Town outside Yulmore. You don't have a clue what I'm talking about, do you? And there I was thinking you were another dreamer. Well, never mind all that. Take a seat wherever you like. And you've more than earned it. I'll even throw in another drink on the house.
And how is business today, Mistress Theva?
Oh, frenetic. Look, I have a new customer.
Tis good to see you, my friend.
Oh, God, he sounds like he's going to cry already.
The barley seeds you wanted. They should produce a better harvest than the last.
What, just like that? Oh, well, Finot, you really are a dear. Well, I'd best be tidying up some of those empty shacks before the pests move in. Keep an eye on the place while I'm out, eh?
It seems an age since last we spoke. Not since the prisoner exchange in Doma. And Yotsu.
Ah, there's a callback.
Me, of course, if you count the days I've spent here. The time has only added to the relief I feel seeing you safe and well.
What up, Ryoku? How's it going, man?
Huh. Alize said much the same thing. I don't think I've ever had such a scolding. But I believe an exchange of news is in order. Come, tell me of your arrival and all that came before.
Oh, excuse me. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, guys.
I see. Both the Exarch and Alize told me what they knew of events, but I had stubbornly clung on to the hope that all-out war might yet be avoidable. And poor Tataru. She must be sick with worry. We must endeavor to return as soon as we may. It would be nice to bring her good tidings for a change.
Fuck Tataru. Who
We bid
cares?
this world farewell, we must first ensure that it is not rejoined to the source. We must prevent the 8th Umbral calamity. Urianger's vision of the future has, I fear, every chance of coming true. By his description, the catalyst for the calamity was a formless and deadly weapon employed by the Garlean Empire.
Evil hippie, take it easy. Thanks for swinging by the stream.
Black Rose. Gaius was telling you the truth. When we were on the trail of the Asians, we saw evidence that the gas was being manufactured once more. Gaius was adamant that the project had been scrapped, but so long as there are wars to be waged, there will always be those determined to win by any means. And thus simply destroying the existing stores of Black Rose would do little to alter fate's course. In that sense, our involuntary journey here to the First was something of a boon. Together with the Exarch, we've developed a theory as to how we believe the rejoining will be set in motion. I'm sure Urianger himself will cover the subject in more detail. But I can tell you the process requires that both worlds, the Source and the First, be facing an existential threat. One being Sin Eaters, of course. They are a menace that I would dearly love to remove, and not just to avert a calamity. I may be a stranger to this world, but I will not stand idly by and let innocent people be slaughtered. That is what brought me to the gates of Yulmore. Ignoring its pretensions as a kind of capital city to what remains of the world, it is nonetheless a center of power and authority. If any solutions are to be found, I believe our search should begin there. What say you, old friend? Hungry for another adventure?
Yeah, I guess, whatever.
And so we take to the road once more.
Evil Lives saying, okay, I'm having sloppy joes as well. Anyone else put mayo on it? Because my wife thinks I'm crazy. Yeah, you are crazy. Who fucking puts mayo on a sloppy joe? Moon Pie Senpai saying 4 years has passed and Alphino has not grown up at all. I usually do manwich. I've never had the pastrami and corned beef, although that sounds pretty fucking awesome. Assuming you have no objections, let us make our way directly to the city outskirts. If we time our arrival just right, you may be lucky enough to see why I have yet to set foot in Yulmore, despite my best efforts to do so. Come, from here, we must head west and then cross a small bridge. Kalusia seems peaceful, does it not? Almost familiar. I had a similar impression of the Crystarium. Even in this distant world, people are much the same. To think that whenever the calamity struck the source, a reflection such as this one, with all of its culture and history, was being erased from existence. No, get away from me! Over there. Quickly, someone's in trouble. Why does this Boy Scout always get me into fucking bullshit? Ooh, hot sauce. Hot sauce would be acceptable in a sloppy joe. Depending on the hot sauce. See, the Thousand Island dressing would have put me off. I'm not a fan of the Thousand Island. My poor heart. Thank you, young sir. Ah, there you are. In my haste, I lost my bearings, but I see you have the situation well in hand. Fine work. Really? You got lost from fucking A to B? Where did you go? Are you all right, madame? Just a few bruises from where I fell. Nothing compared to what was in store for me before this brave soul came to my rescue, and not you. Honestly, I thought I was done for. My feet are not as swift as they once were, and I knew that I was that there was no one left to hear me scream. Not that I let that stop me. Sigh. I should probably leave my old house behind and queue up outside Yilmore with the rest of them. Doubt those fancy lords and ladies would welcome an old crone like me. Still, even a shack near the gate has to be a bit safer than staying here. One would hope. Either way, I suggest you avoid wandering alone lest you make the Sin Eater's task any easier. Thank you again. You saved my life. Now I'm sure a strapping lad like you has little to fear, but I wouldn't linger long in this place. There's not... Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to put on my old lady voice. There's not to be had here but cobwebs and memories. 'Tis as the lady says, many in these parts have abandoned their homes to live in Yilmore's shadow. Should the Sin Eaters descend upon this region, there are precious few with the strength that would fight them off. You know you're fucking useless, right? Speaking of which, what have you been told of these monsters? Ah, yes, Alize would be well qualified to speak on the subject. Compared with Amarang, Kalusia is almost a heaven. But as you saw, we cannot let our guard down. Had you arrived but a few moments later, the Sin Eaters would have claimed another victim. Because clearly, you weren't doing shit, Alphino. Still, what we, asshole? I won the small victory this time. Now, yes, we shall press on, you fucking asshole. Glory hog. We need to return to the road, to where the road forks and follow the path that leads west. Go ahead, T-Money. I'm not sure that I'll know what the fuck you're talking about.
gate up ahead is known as the Open Arms, and Yulmore itself lies beyond. This, meanwhile, is the aptly named Gate Town, the dwelling place of the many desperate souls who hope to be chosen to live in the city proper.
I thought I recognised you. Brought a new friend, eh?
That's always been my headcanon. Like, that's my third, attack in the rotation. Is just, headbutt with the horns.
Care to show me?
He's not here to compete. Leave him be.
What? I was only making conversation.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please!
Okay.
Greetings to our hopeful petitioners, one and all. Yulmore extends its warmest regards. Let it be known that a lady of distinction wishes to dine on fish divine. We seek a master culinarian who can guarantee seafood perfection. Dazzle the matron with your delicious dishes, and life in the city will be yours to enjoy, even on days when fish is not on the menu.
Well, I hate these fucking people.
Who among you will answer the call? Name yourself or another. We may not at all. What about that girl?
Do you recall how I said Yulmore was a centre of power and authority? Well, it is also known as the City of Final Pleasures. The noble and the wealthy who survived the flood gathered here to live out the rest of their days in decadent abandon. A poor man could sooner pass through the Iron Needle than Yulmore's gates. The only way the common folk can enter this perverted paradise is if they fulfill the whim of one of the privileged, and so they are picked over like market produce.
What a catch! We'll not be throwing this one back. Having seen your all too obvious charms, we welcome you with open arms. Come, join us in a city of splendor and live out your life in an ecstasy of endeavor. Oh, just look at those expectant faces. What could you possibly be waiting for?
Yeah, get the fuck home.
What have we here? An extra share of meal to celebrate our newest resident. For you. Enjoy.
Thank goodness.
Meal is a foodstuff which Yulmore routinely doles out to the people of Gate Town, and apparently a staple for its citizens as well. Many here rely on it to survive in these times of scarcity, yet the whole arrangement just seems...
Like Soylent Green?
well, let's just say it leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
I think it leaves a bad taste in anyone who tries its mouth. Soylent meal is made from people! stoic stare. You see, you've already played your hand. You already basically told me I was right. Now you understand why my attempts to enter the city have thus far come to naught. The dubious privilege of residency must be won via a contest with ever-changing rules. They say this policy has been in place for the past 2 decades, ever since Yulmar's current leader came into power. Yet from what I have seen, it does more harm than good. Not only does it distract people from our shared struggle against the Sin Eaters, it robs them of their self-sufficiency. I've tried to propose ways that they could improve their lot, but my words invariably fall on deaf ears. The attitude is so entrenched now, I worry that, well, mayhap you should take a turn around Gate Town and judge the situation for yourself. Pale chunks meal you realize float in the otherwise plain broth. Look at it. Can you imagine a more beautiful city? Every day I dream of a life that waits for me inside those walls. Oh, will they ever pick me? It's actually kind of hideous and gaudy. I can't believe you actually like something like that. Still here, are you? Can't blame you for wanting a slice of Yulmar's pie. If you ask me, you should ditch that sour-faced brat and make a home for yourself here. Gate Town's not much to look at, but at least you're safe, and the meal is the best thing I've ever tasted. You've You've seen what Gate Town has to offer. These people can no longer fend for themselves. They've become dependent on handouts of meal and believe Yulmore is the answer to all their woes. No matter how I frame my encouragement, they seem unwilling, nay, unable to convince themselves of any other way of life. Disapprove, it frustrates me, certainly. That's only part of it, though. The whole situation makes me uneasy. Not that it matters, however unjust this system seems to be. If these people claim to be content with their lot, it's hardly my place to criticize their choices. But take that elderly lady you rescued. Does it not seem like those who have chosen to forego Yulmore's largesse are doomed to suffer for their independence? In the end, they are all but forced to seek refuge in Gate Town. So hamlets and fields across the island are left empty and untended, hastening the region's descent into ruin. Right on. Nay, I am not convinced of Yulmore's generosity, that Yulmore's generosity truly serves the best interests of Kaluja's people. I'm not so naive as to think that there is some miraculous solution to all of this, yet I cannot help but frown at the sight of hardworking villagers struggling to survive, even as they choose Even as the chosen few rejoice at being plucked from poverty by the hand of a capricious noble. God, I need a fucking thesaurus. There has to be a better way. I will not know for sure, however, until I have taken those long-delayed steps through Yulmore's gates. 'Tis fortunate that you arrived when you did, Aniero. I have been working on a scheme to insinuate myself into the city, and if all goes to plan, it should soon come to fruition. There is a beast tribe who makes its home in the seas surrounding the island, the Ondo. The Ondo they are called, though you and I know them as the Sahagin. For the most part, they keep to themselves in their ocean grottos and rarely have dealings with land dwellers. But as Tataru took such great pains to impress upon me during our stay in Kugane, business favors the bold, and so I reached out to them. And duly discovered that the Ondo are inordinately fond of land-grown produce, fresh fruits in particular. And when I offered to procure such goods for them, they promised to pay me in pearls. An attractive business venture for any prospective investor. Would you not agree? Surely the most jaded Yulmorian lord would have time for a merchant who can make pearls from plums and pumpkins. So much alliteration. Yes, I've come a long way since my days of buying samurai swords without first negotiating a price. I'm not proud of you, Alphino. Shut up. My appointment with the Ondo is due to take place in a few hours. I just need to collect the produce and meet with them on the shore. Great, you're going to send me to go do it. Fuck. Excellent. I should be glad of your company. First things first, then, we must pray visit Moshe Moa, my supplier in Wright. Come, it is just to the northwest of here. Treachery is afoot. Can't remember if I tuned to this one or not. Apparently I did not. Is there something I can do for you, friend? Good day to you, Moshimoa. This is my associate, Aniero. We are here to collect the produce I purchased. I loaded up your lackey with goods not long ago. My lackey? I know of no such person. Mistle lad, short blue hair? No? He said he'd come on your behalf, and since he seemed to know all the details, I just assumed. Confound it, someone must have been eavesdropping on our conversation. This charlatan was here not long ago, and he cannot have gone far. We should split up and search the area. You find a vantage point from the south side of the town, and I shall take the west. One of these. God damn it. Aniero, any sign of him? Yeah, he's right there. You have a keen eye. Let us move in before he makes his escape.
There you are. The thief who claims the harvest on my behalf. Hand it over.
Well, forgive me. I have to get into the city. I have no family and all my friends have already been chosen. No one here gives a damn about me. When the meal gets handed out, I'm lucky if I get a smell of it. No matter what I do, they won't call out my name. I'm so tired, I'm so bloody hungry. I thought maybe I could steal your idea, get in that way.
If you're hungry, why not eat the crops that you stole? Never mind. It just makes too much sense.
What is your name?
Kai Shear.
Tell me then, Kai Shear, must it be Yulmore or nothing? What of the Christerium? They may not offer charity, but you would be fairly compensated for any work you did.
No, it has to be Yulmore. That's where all my friends are. We made a promise that we'd live together in paradise.
I was to make my deal with the Ondo at the Clave. Listen carefully, and I shall tell you my plans for the business, and how best to arouse the Yulmoran's interest.
You'll give me your place? Just like that?
I'm giving you a chance, nothing more. What comes of it is entirely up to you.
I understand. Oh, thank you, thank you!
This was but one path. There will be others. But for young, I do not regret my decision. Yet I will admit that a part of me wonders if it was for the best. We strive to bring swift salvation to this world, that countless lives might be saved, not least your own. Even if it came at the cost of one man, should I have forged on regardless?
That's not who you are, Elton.
I suppose not.
Can't.
Florestinian here.
There needs to be
my soft-heartedness.
an option.
Alfino, ever the slave to sentiment.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Don't ever do an impression ever again, Alfino. But there needs to be an option to where all of the responses that you give in these cutscenes are all sarcastic, right? Like, oh, but that's not you, Alfino.
But I thank you for your kind words nonetheless.
Yeah, real kind and sincere.
Shall we return to right, then? Is that... I can't be sure, but I think someone's in trouble. Come on, they may need our help.
Yeah, that's the reason that RP sucks, is because you can't, like, how do you convey sarcasm? If I could, if RP somehow allowed me to insert sarcasm and you know, just like fucking making fun of these assholes as a part of my dialogue, I'd be, you know what? I would be okay with RP. Oh, you don't need to tell me that, Omega Waltall. Jesus Christ. Like, I don't know that the RP community in this fucking game is a big pile of fuck. That should take care of the worst of his injuries. Cough, sputter, mercy, mercy, I beg you. Breathe easy, sir. No harm will come to you. The poor man is shivering. Pray keep an eye on him while I get the fire going. I thought for certain I was dead. How am I ever going to repay this kindness? We'll settle for the tale behind your current predicament. Why don't you begin by telling us your name? Tristal. I was invited into Yulmore as to work as an artist. A wealthy couple took me in to paint pictures for them, but when my style proved contrary to their taste, they just as quickly turfed me out into the street. I was left penniless and patronless, a grave sin in Lord Valthry's city. Within days, they had brought me before the man himself, and he asked me what I meant to do. Dejected as I was, I told him that I wished to leave. Little did I know how soon he would grant me that wish. They flung me over the balustrade into the goddamned ocean. From up there, how were you not dashed into pieces? Don't ask me. Luck, I suppose. Though, if you hadn't found me when you did, I would have, it wouldn't have counted for much. No, I'm not. I'm not going to a fucking RP brothel. No. Monstrous. And the citizens condone such a barbaric punishment? Oh, without a second thought, when Lord Valthry passes judgment, no one such as blinks, let alone argues. In Yulmore, his word is law. The more I hear about Yulmore, the more determined I am to see what waits within its walls. I shall bend all of my thoughts towards securing another way into the city. There must be something we can do. But first, we should convey Tristal to the shelter of the village. Fire or no fire, he needs to be out of this chilly coastal air. A way into the city? Question mark. Did make it. Wow. Well, that's a microcosm of the pushback that I used to get for saying that, you know, the endgame gameplay loop was exactly the fucking same thing. It's a copy and paste. You know, in terms of visual game design, man, this game has it in spades. In terms of satisfying gameplay, not so much. Pray accept my deepest gratitude. I owe you both my life, and if you'll permit me, I would assist you in your attempt to enter Gilmore, insofar as I am able, at any rate. To be frank, the thought of sending my saviors into that awful place makes me sick to my stomach. But since it's plain you've set your minds on it, you should take this. It's my favorite paintbrush. Well, what the fuck is that gonna do? You asshole. The Umorian elite are never satisfied until they get exactly what they want, and if I'm not mistaken, the couple mentioned that they will be looking for someone to replace me. If you make a show of owning such a well-used paintbrush, it may be able to convince the people that you have a talent for painting. Are you certain? This is your livelihood. We cannot deprive you of such a treasured possession. I give it gladly after all you've done for me. Besides, I don't think I have the heart to paint anymore. As what I'll do instead, I honestly haven't decided, but I shan't stay long in this place, not with that city brooding over me. Nay, I'll move on to new lands and a new profession, and I'll keep you in my prayers from now until my dying day. They say kindness is his own reward, but Tristal has repaid us with a gift as timely as it was unexpected. We will, however, need to act upon his advice before another painter steps in to fill the vacancy. Thankfully, I do have some modest skill with a brush, nothing approaching that of a true artist, of course, but enough to play the role, I would hope. As for you, well, if you don't mind taking a subordinate role, mayhap you could pose as my assistant. Yes, with exactly what I'm wearing, too. Then it is settled. All we need now is to return to Gate Town and await the appearance of those vile jesters. No, I must have missed that episode. How would that be possible, Lloyd? Here they come. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention once more. What a day it's been for the folks at our door. We've welcomed a peddler who made pearls from a plum, and now we've a place for a painter of a plum. So come along and don't be slow. It's time to let your colors show! Fucking rhymes. I hate these assholes. I can paint, portraits at least, landscapes, and still lifes are so rarely commissioned these days. Oh, I thought I spied some new faces in the crowd. What fortune that you should feel at ease around an easel. What proof do you have of your prowess? Any masterpieces on your person? Sadly not. Everything I paint is soon sold. Such is the life of a working artist. I have only my brush to testify for me, though you'll note that it has seen no small amount of service. Aha, ho-ho, flecks of paint, both old and new, a tool much loved and much used. Not a prop to be conjured on the hop. Very well, come with us. We'll put those talents to the test. And who is this hanger-on? A well-wisher or a parasite? Why, this is my assistant, whose unfailing support allows my art to flourish. I will go with him or not at all. Elfie is definitely a used tool. Bazing. Parasites, then. We shall leave his fate in the hands of your new employer. It matters not a whit to us. And having filled our latest vacant space, we retired to Yulmore's sweet embrace. Oh, mercy me. The meal. We almost took our leave without a loving token. We must empty the sacks ere we make our way back. It's a stylistic choice, Evil. It's like paint. It's like a Jackson Pollock painting, except I use my sword to swish the paint onto the canvas. But I'm not the artist, because Alfino has to tell me. You know what? This lie is getting really fucking convoluted.
Redemption is beyond us. The lament of all but saints and fools, and the comfort of the lords and ladies of this accursed place. Once they held fast against the madness, only to embrace the coming cataclysm and delight in the end of days. Perhaps in rapture they seek to lose themselves and the misery they share. Or perhaps for them alone, the promise of eternal pleasure really does hold true.
Welcome, welcome, the city of final pleasures. Feel free to weep at its magnificence. Jesus. No, not even a single tear? Moving right along then. Our first task is to register you as residents. You know, make it all nice and official. We'll smooth the way, so you just need to put on your happy faces and head through the joyous hall. The Bureau of Immigration is in the first room on the left side of the passage. Declare your name and occupation in a nice, loud voice, and the clerks will tell you where to go from there. Oh, and pay no mind to the folks off to the side of the road. Much like hopefuls in Gate Town, they haven't earned the right to enter the city proper. If, however, you enjoy basking in the envy of your fellow man, then by all means take your time. Well, why waste another moment? Go, enjoy the beginning of your new life in paradise. The Bureau of Immigration, was it? I suppose we had better show ourselves willing for the time being. All right, we're here at the Bureau of Immigration, and I think that's where we're going to call it for today, at least on Final Fantasy XIV. It's Friday, and you know what that means. Well, I guess you wouldn't, because this is the first Friday that we've streamed together. It means that it's Fallout Friday! And I know that usually I have something, some big piece of music that plays when I make a declaration like that, but today I don't. Anyway, so what's going to happen is I want to first thank everyone for hanging out with me for playing some FF14. It's been fun getting reacclimated, and definitely am enjoying myself and Shadowbringers so far, but mostly I'm enjoying hanging out with you. So please, I invite you to stick around as we do some Fallout Friday here on the channel. If that's not your cup of tea, I understand, but you know what? I ask you to be open-minded and don't already go running for the door because, oh, I've heard this game is so bad. Anyway, so we're gonna check out some Fallout 76 here in just a moment. We're gonna need a few minutes to change scenery and get everything all up and running. So take a moment, guys, and talk amongst yourself. I'm going to go fill up my tea. I'm also probably going to go grab my pipe somewhere. I'm going to be back here in just a few minutes with Fallout 76. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys, and remember to hit that follow button and come hang out with me as I continue my adventures through Shadowbringers, and at the end, I'm going to let you know whether or not all of the praise that you've heaped upon this expansion and everyone who's got a hold of me and been like, Aniero, you have to come back. Shadowbringers is so good. You have to at least experience the story. I'm going to let you know whether or not you're right or not. So that's going to happen at the conclusion of the Shadowbringers storyline. But so far, I'm going to give you a progress update right now. So far, so good. I'm impressed with what I've played. All right, coming up next, we're going to play some Fallout 76. I hope you'll stick around. I'll see you on the other side.